Hello, welcome. Should be coming on board here.
Hello, hello.
Looks like we got a recording here. Larry's come on board. Hey, Larry. I'm running a little late like normal here. So I'll present that. Let me toss up a screen share here for you. Excellent. We got a lot of people coming on board here. Let me know if you've got good audio coming across. Excellent. Looks like we've got some good feedback coming in on this one. And we're going to have a good time on this call. Wayne, are you on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think I need to make Wayne a... Okay, he's set up as a panel. That's good. Good.
Can you hear me okay?
We got everybody coming on board here.
Hello, hello.
Loud and clear in San Jose. Hey, Don, how you doing? Dwight, Dennis, Larry, Steve, Michael, excellent. Kurt's going to join us. Perfect. Guys, we're going to have fun today. This is Geek Out Fridays. And if you joined us last week, we had a really good time with Dom. He should be joining us shortly too. So let me make sure everything's set up to record. And it looks like we're recording right now. And Wayne, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can hear me though. Hello, hello.
Try to bring Wayne on the call here. Okay, then it's my issue on my side. Perfect, guys. Thanks for letting me know. I had my headphones on earlier, and whenever I do that, it messes up my speaker settings. Wayne, can you hear me now?
I've always been able to hear you.
I can hear you.
Hey, excellent.
Perfect, guys. So today we're going to go ahead and start the webinar. It's 12:01, so we got some people still coming in. It's perfect. We're going to have a little fun today with Twitter, and we're going to show you some techniques that we use in Rssmasher. And after that, I'm going to show you some build out techniques. And this comes back to my old VidMinion days. This was actually prior to Browsio and all the other proxies and phone verifications. I'm going to show you some techniques that I've been using to build my own Twitter accounts recently. It's easy, it's fast, it's free, it's recognized by Twitter, and Google loves you for it. So I'm going to show you these techniques, and then we have a contest that we're going to start today. And so, Wayne, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I gave you the slideshow almost 60 seconds ago, so you should have memorized it by now.
Yeah, it's been downloaded into my brain.
Okay, perfect.
I'll be honest, I've not even looked at it.
Okay. Well, this will be a first for everybody then. Okay. Today, we're going to talk Twitter Geek, and we're going to show you some things that we've added on Rssmasher that really makes Twitter, it's going to have you look at Twitter in a whole new light. And there's some things that Twitter has added recently that I'm going to show you how you can get some link juice out of it, and how you can blend yourself in with NFL superstars and make you look like you're on that same level. So first off, we're going to talk about Twitter groups, and then we're going to introduce you to what we call the RT Army. And if Dom is on the call, he's the one that suggested this. Instead of the retweet army, we're going to call it the RT Army because it's exclusive to Rssmasher Technology. We're going to teach you about a follow retweet technique that Wayne came up with actually last night. We worked worked out the strategy, and Wayne was able to, anytime I give him a challenge, he always delivers. And then we're going to teach you a little bit about how to feed your Twitter accounts using RSS Tech. And we're going to introduce why you need the RT Army, and you get it for free if you're part of the API Club, or it's included in the API. So Wayne, do you want to share your screen and take over from here?
Yeah, will do.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah. What's
Oh.
this penguin too?
Oh, sorry, guys. I've left it on that menu. Don't forget, there's still time to get into Penguin. Just click that link there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end here if anybody else wants to join here.
Right, as we were saying, we've got some good Twitter features to show you. And one of them is, we've called it Twitter Groups. And what that allows you to do is group together your own Twitter accounts so that you can just add them as easy as just adding one Twitter account, but it adds them all. And you'll find this menu option under the email address up here, and all the nice menus that do really good things, but you only use them every now and again. Will be over in this menu. So Twitter Groups will appear here. Now, as you can see in this account, there's no Twitter Groups. So the first thing you do is you click Add. And then you give it a description so that you will understand what it is. So if you've got 10 or 15 Twitter accounts that you've integrated into Masher, then you can decide whether some of them are in a particular group or all of them are in a group. If you've got some that you've particularly segregated into, say, internet marketing and say beauty or whatever, you can group them however you want. I'm just going to put in here my Twitter group for the demo, and you click update. But in there you could put internet marketing, you could put beauty, whatever. And then all the Twitter accounts that you've integrated in the normal way will appear in this list. So you just go down and you say, well, I'm going to add my cars one, you click add. And I'm going to add my sporting one, click add. And I'm going to add Jeffrey, it was a million, click add. And I'll leave my Wayne one out of this group. So I've put 3 in this group. And then you simply click finish. And we've just created a Twitter group. Now, if you wanted to create more, you just click add and you create another one. So you could have, like I say, you could segregate them by niche if you've got lots of Twitters, or you can create one like I've just done here. Now, the beauty of this is that when you go into schedule and you go into, or when you start adding a new schedule, or I'll edit this one here, then when you click add, then you see all the usual normal things. And we've got Facebook, WordPress, Twitter, and you think, oh, I don't have any Twitter groups. Now that's because you have to enable Twitter groups, you have to at least opt in one of your Twitter accounts to what we now call the RT Army. And in integrations in Twitter, you'll see all your Twitter accounts that you've authenticated. But over on here, there's a new field, opt into RT Army. And you'll see here, we've got a message. In order to use Twitter groups, you must opt in at least one Twitter account to the Army. So I'm going to opt in that one and that one, for example. And then that's all you need to do. Simple click of that has opted in 2 of those. And then when we go back to schedule, We edit the schedule. You'll notice now in the drop down, we've got lots more things appear. We've got Twitter groups, and we've also got RT Army. Now, RT Army shows up because this account is part of the API Club. RT Army is only available to the members of the API Club, so don't forget to join the API Club, because now we get 4 things for the same price. We've thrown the RT Army in, and the RT Army is going to grow into something really special, which will show you how it works. So, under normal circumstances, you'd probably have a WordPress in there, and then of course you'd have your Twitter. So I'm going to tweet. In fact, I'll do a WordPress. We'll say the cars blog. I'm going to post it to Lamborghini, and we're going to upload the images. We're going to post the content, and I'll just click update.
Wait, Wayne. Breaking news. What was that on your WordPress?
What was what on my WordPress? Now I've got to come back to that. That's sneaky.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you've seen it. Look at this. Yes. Is the chat box going mental?
Not yet.
They must have missed it.
Does anybody know what this is for here?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, we got some people coming in. Wayne, do you want to kind of explain that?
Well, I was gonna come back to this.
Okay, let's come back to it, because this is a whole strategy in itself here.
Yeah. Okay. So we've now got. Oops. We've now got our WordPress, as you normally would do. But now we want to tweak that. So we add that, and we pick our Twitter. And I'm going to tweet it to my account. It's going to be a tweet. It's going to be the WordPress link. Obviously, I'm going to use Rightly, because part of the API Club. 2 hashtags, please, emojis, and link processor, why not? Because it's all good for power of backlinks, and we click update. So this is all something you've seen before, but now I can click add, and I can choose Twitter groups. And the drop down will change to all the groups you've added. You can see I've added my Twitter group demo, which is what you saw me add. And then what that allows you to do is to retweet, or to retweet random. Now, because they're your Twitter accounts in your group, then if you want to retweet to them all, you can. Retweet random is a little bit, if you've specific, that can't get me in words. In particular, if you've got quite a few, you might want to use the random so that it's not using them all at the same time. But you can see here, when you use groups, we've got a from and a to. And what this will do, and if you click update, it will throw errors to say that you've got to fill these in. So there's no worries about you getting it wrong. So you could say, well, I want it to wait a minimum of 5 minutes and a maximum of 60 or 61 or 62, whatever. What that will do now is, as soon as I click update, the system will go through the group. It will add all the Twitters that are in that group into the list automatically, and it will pick a random time for you between those two. So if I click update, you'll see that it's added the 3 Twitters in one fell swoop. It's retweet random, and it's picked a random number between the two. It's got 54, 56, and a 9, which is very random. You can see that now, when the time comes to run the schedule, it will look at this one, and it will decide whether to do it or not, and it will tweet 54 minutes. It will retweet that tweet there, and so on and so on. So if you've got 7, 8, or 9 in that group, You just add the group, click the button, and they all go in one fell swoop. Now, the second piece of information we've got is the RT Army. And what this allows us to do is other members are going to opt in to the army. And you can't use the army or the groups unless you've opted in at least one. And I think Damon's got something special for us at the end to explain a little bit more about that, and something quite exciting. So stay tuned for that. And what the RT Army will do is when we've collectively got all these accounts in the army, we can click on add. And as you can see at the moment, the RT Army's got 10 accounts in it. Now, this will grow and it could become 50, 100, 200. It will grow and get big. And as long as you've opted one in and you're part of the API club, you can select the army. And it's very easy to use because there's no other options. You select it from the list and you click update. And that's it. And you can see now, well, in fact, we've got 13 now. So we've got, there's the entry. We've got 13 Twitter accounts. And of course, it's a retweet random only. Now, what the system will do now is when it comes to your schedule, there's your tweet. There's your main tweet for this. It will look through the entire army that's in, all the Twitters that are in the army. It will go through and it will randomly select any number of them. So out of these 13 at the moment, it might pick 6 or 7. It's exactly like the retweet random when you add multiples yourself. So out of the 13, it might pick all of them. It might pick 3, it might pick 10, etc., etc. But what it will do is it will automatically choose its own random time to do the retweet to each of the army accounts. Now, one other extra secret that it does is basically, if an army account is retweeting your tweet, then it makes sense for that army Twitter account to follow you. And the reason it needs to follow you is that then if it's retweeting your tweets, then how does it see them in order to do the retweet? So if it follows you, then your tweets are going to show up in that account's timeline. So what we've done is when it comes to the first army account, it will look, so let's say the first army account in there is called Fred. The system will check if Fred follows Wayne. And if it doesn't, it will automatically follow Wayne. If it already follows Wayne, then it will do the retweet. If it doesn't follow Wayne, it will automatically follow, but it won't do the retweet straight after. It will leave it until next time round. So it prevents follow retweet really fast, follow retweet. So it will do a follow and then it will come back to it 5 minutes later, maybe 6 minutes later, something like that. And it will do that with every account in the army. So what you're also getting, particularly if, let's say there's 100 in here, over time, because it's randomized, over time, your accounts are not only going to get the benefit of retweeting your tweets, but you're also going to gain 100 followers as well because of the auto follow. Now, I hope that's sunk in because that is really powerful.
Can I just say, wow? I'm going to express the feelings from Don Roberts. Auto follow, even better. Larry Bush, wow, very impressive. I'm adding my voice to these really great comments. A lot of authority, amazing, diabolical.
Diabolical?
Cool, guys. I hope you see the power of what this is doing. Is not only is it allowing you to do retweets, we're building your Twitter persona inside of Twitter. And the more we have in the Army, the more followers you're going to get over time, as long as you're in the API club. So now, do you have to be part of the API club to use Twitter groups? You don't, but to use Twitter groups, you have to contribute a soldier to the Army. And do you need Twitter groups? No, you don't. You can add all your Twitters manually, like I've done in the past, building sites. But when you have 20 or 30 Twitters to add to retweet random, it could take you 10, 15 minutes to put those 20 in. Whereas when you're using a Twitter group, it takes you 3 seconds to put those 20 in. So there is an advantage to using Twitter groups. There's a huge advantage to using the RT Army. Yes, Walter. So do we need to put all of our personal minions into the Army? I would say put your minions in. Don't put your personal accounts, like the accounts that you're going to be tweeting with. Wayne and I had a discussion about this earlier, is you don't want your primary accounts that you're going to be tweeting out. For instance, Walter, your Walls Work Twitter account, you do not want to put into the RT Army. But some of the Mamma Mias that you have, you definitely want to add in there. Now, Wayne, I didn't want to slow you down.
No.
Our next set, on when I take over, I'm going to show you some things that you can do with your Army, or with your vid minions, as we're going to call them. Yes, you could put Mama and Audrey. So, Wayne, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm very excited about this. I hope everybody is geeking out. That's what the name of the call is for, is we are geeking out on Twitters today.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So who wants to see that nice bit that I tried to skip over, but the commentator's eye spotted it. So if we go back to WordPress and click edit, down here, we've added tags. Now, what you can do with tags is you can put, like in this example, it's cars, comma, particularly Lamborghini, for example. Not spelled correctly. There we go. But you can also spin tags. So we can go back, and instead of picking those two, we can spin tags them. You all know how to do that now. Curly bracket and a pipe. So now it would pick either one of those. But again, we can put a comma, and then we can put two more, for example. So we'd put, I'll just make something up for now. Car parts and exhausts, for example. And there, the system will spin tax resolve that and come up with car or Lamborghini, and it will spin tax that and come up with car part or exhaust, and it will post those two as tags. You can use a particular word that you can use a plugin later to manipulate and change, anything like that. But you'll notice here, we've done something really crafty with Rightly. So again, if you're in the API club, you're going to be able to do this you simply tick, and then you say, how many tags? And we say 2. You still put your own in as well. It's an either or both. So you can either do your own, you can either just do Rightly, or you can have both. And then you simply click update. And then the system, what it will do is when it posts your WordPress, it will obviously post the tags and resolve the ones that you've put in here. But if you've used Rightly, we've done a real clever trick here. We send the description off to Rightly for it to decide on some hashtags. And then when they come back, we strip off the hash off the front and we use them as tags, and it inserts them into WordPress as tags. So all that's going on in the background for you. So you just say, I want 2 or 3 or 4, and you click update. And then that's there, cast in stone for the system to just do as it normally does. But now it's getting some fresh tags based on the description and based on what the internet thinks the best tag should be for that description. Marvelous.
Wayne, before you move on, go back into that. I want to show you one little trick that I do that I've had. Go back into WordPress. Okay. Now, guys, what else can you do with tags? We're going to probably have a strategy session with Dom's on the call here. He's Dom may have a whole geek out session just on tagging and what you can do. Inside of WordPress, there is the ability to pick up a tag based on some of these plugins, and some of them are auto tagging systems. So if it comes in with a certain tag, it will place certain additional tags or meta tags into your WordPress post. So you can tag by putting a certain tag in there. You can create things happening in your WordPress just by tagging. Now, there's certain themes that use the word featured as that will put the post at the top of all your theme sets. So you could type the word featured in there, and that would do something inside of WordPress. So there's WordPress plugins that you could pick up, and you can activate them by tagging them. Now, Wayne, scroll to the top.
Yeah, this is a strategy that Damon came up with.
Okay, see where that ID number is, 801? Okay, so Wayne, just go down. That's from the New York Times demo mash.
Whatever mash you choose, every mash that you make yourself has its own ID number.
Okay.
So when you choose the mash, that will change to tell you the ID number.
Now that ID number means nothing to no one whatsoever. But if you put it in your tag down below, 801, and you can have multiple tags in there. If at any time in the future, anybody comes on and, from New York Times and says, hey, y'all are using my post and I don't like that, or it won't be New York Times, it'll be some small RSS feed guy, and he wants you to remove them. Well, instead of going in individually and looking to see where that feed went to and all the research required, you can bring up all the posts that have an 801 tag for that particular mash. And you would bring them all up under your WordPress post table, and you can move them to draft or trash them or do whatever you want with them. Or in another case is sending that 801 tag over to WordPress. Your auto tagger will know if you've got it set up, and this is some geeky stuff here, but it will pick up the word 801 and it will know it is from the New York Times because you put some thought process in your auto tagging system inside of WordPress. So now it can place different money hooks, different pretty links inside using that auto tagging, or it can create a whole set of tags that's based around New York Times or based around kind of the MASH, so that you're meta tagging a specific feed, RSS feed, with different tags based on what RSS feed or RSS MASH it is. So this is a little clever trick that you can use using the IDs. Nobody knows what it means except for you and Rssmasher Tech. So that's some really geeky stuff. I hope that, you know, that we're living up to the name Geek Out Session here. The question is, how many 2-item spin tags groups can be placed in the tags box?
As many as you need.
And you would separate the group settings, the tag settings, by comma. So you could have a comma after featured, and you could do a spin.
You could do a spin, and then we could say cars. Well, we could say Land Rover. We could say, if you know anything about Land Rovers, so you've got a Land Rover Classic, you've got a P38, you've got a Sport, for example. And then you close it, and then you can do a comma, and then you can do another one.
So it could be cars, pipe, SUV, pipe, you know, sport utility, and then
4x4, close. So now we've got 801 and feature will definitely be a tag. Then we've got Land Rover or Classic or P38 or Sport will be a tag. And cars, SUV, 4x4 will be a tag. So we've got 4 tags going through. Those 2 are constant, and these will be chosen from the spin tags.
Another tag that you might want to consider is this MASH is all about Lamborghinis. So we definitely want it in the category of Lamborghini, but you may want to put a tag in there that it's a video embed, so that you could actually create, you know, you can add it to another category. There's a lot of different options that you would have in there when you start tagging and passing that tag over to your WordPress. Guys, if you're not geeked out, you're in the wrong place today.
Kurt says, does it allow embedded spin tags? Yes, it does, but don't go mental with it, because you probably, you know, you don't want to overcomplicate it, but you could effectively, all that could be a spin. And then you could put, and then you could start again. I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, close. So what we've done there is that and that with a word from there and a word from there might get sent, or just one of those numbers might get sent as we close the whole spin out. Because we've put a spin, we put 2 spins inside a spin. As long as you make sure that it makes sense, it will resolve.
Now, before we go on, Dom had a good note here. Hit Control-Z to put that back in there. Or, okay. See the 801 experience, the ID? Okay. This is super geeky here. This is, if you're going to send you can actually create RSS feeds from your WordPress that are based around tags. So if you want to take that RSS feed that are 801, you know it's from New York Times, and you may want to push it into webhooks or whatever you want to do with this WordPress. But inside of WordPress, you can create your RSS feed. Then take that RSS feed that are tagged with 801s, you know they're all New York Times articles. So these are good ones. These are premium posts. So instead of sending everything to Integromat to go up to Facebook groups or Facebook posts, you may want to just send your best mashes. So this is how you kind of send a secret message over to WordPress so that you can create an RSS feed based on which mash it came from. And Dom also said this is hashtag Tagger McJagger. So again, you know, you can use your Rightly with it if you've got part of the API club, but you can tags, anybody can use these tags. Just be strategic with what you're going to do with the tags itself. So we just kind of give you some ideas. So that's all I have. Wayne, you ready to keep on going?
Yeah, I think that's the new features that we've put in, the 3 new features, the creating the tags, which we've gone over.
Okay.
The Twitter groups, and of course the RT Army.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to take over the screen share real quick. If I can figure out where the screen share is. Share screen. Okay. So we've gone over all this. You're going to get the RT Army when you join the API club. And we're going to, you know, down the road, we may be adding some more to the API club. There's a lot of feature benefits, especially the Rightly, the link processor you get with it, going out to 300 different pings and backlinks. And now you have the RT Army. I am so excited about the RT Army that I wanted to geek out a little bit more about Twitter accounts. So if y'all want to hang with me, about 4 years ago, I created a course called VidMinions, and I had all of my VidMinions accounts over time. Some of them have gone away, but I've kept some really good Twitter accounts that I've seasoned and aged over the years. And I get some backlinks. If I ever want to test pages or test offers, I'll send it to these Twitter accounts because they've got a lot of followers. And so I can always test my sales funnel with Twitter accounts. So what I want to do today is I want to share the easy, best way. I guess I don't need an easy and best way for Twitter account phone verifications. I want to show you where to find profile images, where to get your Twitter background images, how to season a VidMinion. This is probably the most important part, is how do you season them before you go to the RT Army. And Twitter list. This is the new link juice builder out there. And then I'm going to give you a little account management. You know, how do you keep track of all these? So Wayne, if you'll catch the questions, I'll start sharing the screens here.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the easy, best way to do phone verifications. And I'm going to share my note tablet with you, my OneNote. Okay. These are, and please don't call me on my personal cell phone number. I've got my cell phone number. I've got Nita's cell phone number, but I'm also using Google Voice. Guys, I have tried, I had burner phones. I had phone apps. Twitter is just about suspended all accounts that had burner phones. And I know that because I only have 11 here. I used to have close to 200 Twitter accounts, and they were all the others were based on Browsio and burner phones and all that. And I could not get them re-verified because the phone number and the email I had set up were gone. So what I've done now is I have tested Google Voice. Google Voice, you get one free Google Voice number with every Google account you set up. So you go to Google Voice by just typing voice.google.com. Okay. And here's your text messages. So here's a confirmation code I got on one of my text messages. These are phone verified. So I've got some phone verifications. So Twitter is going to give you, is going to allow you to use your Google Voice number. So how do you get multiple phone numbers? You create multiple accounts. And I'll just find out. I'm not going to log into my other accounts. Everybody, you just go out and create a Google account. So you got to keep track of all this. So every Google account, you get one voice phone number. And the voice, Google will, Twitter will phone verify 2 text messages per phone number and 2 voice verifies per phone number. So you really can create 4 Twitter accounts with this one Google Voice number. And you just got to keep track of it. And again, I keep it real simple. You can create your own little spreadsheet. You put the Twitter account, you put the phone number, you put the profile name, and this is the other thing we're about to talk about. And then I also have, these are all emails that I manage myself. I learned a long time ago, you've got to own these emails. And whenever you do, the way I set up my minions is these are companies these people work for. So Caveman Nerd, part of Caveman Plans, that's his Google voice verification. He works at Team Game Specific, and I put in his profile, he works at Game Specific. Now, I try not to use Gmail accounts here. This is the only one, this is an old one that I've had, so I didn't want to, but these are domains I own, and I put them in here. I have found that Twitter will verify these faster, and usually you don't have any problems when you are using a domain, a name plus a domain. But if you're using Hotmail, AOL, or any of these, free email services, sometimes they'll want to phone verify every single time you go into Twitter. But I've seen, unless there's something goofy going on, which we had earlier in the week, Twitter thinks these are real people. Okay? So this is how I keep track of everything. So let's go in and look at a profile here. And Wayne, if there's any questions that apply, just let me know.
Yeah, Michael asked one about, can you use the Google Voice on YouTube verifications? I have to be honest, I haven't tried that at the moment. Have you tried it?
No, I only have about 4 Google accounts, and inside of each Google account, I have maybe 10 to 15 YouTube channels. So I build deep within each Google account.
Yeah, I do that. But they're both owned by Google, so they might obviously go, hang on a minute.
Okay, so this is Renae Taylor. I set up Renae Taylor back in 2009. I've kept her because for some reason, this girl gets more followers than anybody I know, but she is a complete vid minion. But she originally is from LA, so I have a little bio, live, love, laugh, and Frisco. And occasionally I'll go in here and just start tweeting things, catfishing Renae Taylor, but, things that she might like. I've got a little background, got a little image of her. This was an image I found off of free images a long time ago. So Renae gets a lot of traffic and a lot of followers. And she will probably not be part of the RT Army. However, she goes out and she likes people in the RT Army. And so we can use her to retweet, but she's a very strong presence. Now, I'm going to pull up, if anybody's been following along with this, Oscar Cameron. And let's see. It's Oscar Cameron 17. There's a lot of Oscar Camerons on there. Oscar has his own email or his own Twitter account. 17. There he is. Okay. He's my guy that does original content. He's part of the RT Army. Now he's following 38 people. He's a new account, 5 followers. And because I'm seasoning him, I'm probably not going to add him to the RT Army immediately, but within the next couple of weeks, I will. So I will go in and I follow all the people. In fact, Renae is going to follow Oscar right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a retweet and make a comment on it. And then I'll come in, I'll make some hearts. Of course, Renae is the one making the hearts here, working with some new, and see, this is Oscar Cameron's. His very first post on April 15th. He's working with some new friends at Rssmasher. So again, I got my link going out to Rssmasher. He looks like a real person, and it looks like he's starting to do new work at Rssmasher. And I got a little graphic to put in there. So I'm going to have Renae like that. And she's going to go ahead and retweet. And I'm just going to put something catfishing here. Way to go, Oscar. Let's touch base next week at the launchninjas.com conference. Zoom. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? Yeah, she's going to put a little Twitter power behind it. But this is what I like to do when I do a retweet. Okay, so they look like real people and they're talking. So that's some little tricks to do when you're seasoning accounts. Now let's look at, I'm going to pull this off and log out and log back on as Oscar. Just so we kind of see what's going on here, because I've got some other things I want to show you. And let's put Oscar in here. Well, let's see. I don't have Oscar's password saved, so we'll bring up Jenny. Okay. This is Jenny Robertson, I believe is her name. Let's go into profile here. Yep, Jenny Robertson. She looks like a normal person. Hopefully y'all will agree. And I have just a generic background there. And I'll show you how I get that in just a second here. Jenny, who should I pay for this? So I'm seasoning the accounts by liking somebody else in the follow group. So I'm following 115 people, and I don't just follow the people, the RT Army folks. It's any chance I get to follow somebody that would make sense. Let's see. Here's some more. WordPress Daily, Thurman Alexander. Okay, I know who Thurman is. For some reason, they're popping Thurman. Jeff in Texas. It's probably related to Survival Gear Network. And so anyway, I'm just following people that I might know. I also follow some celebrities. So she's all in one. I love what I do at Launch Ninjas. And I should have, let's edit the profile at launchninjas.com. Should have done this. And I'm going to hit save. She's from Dallas. There's her website that she works for my company. And you could put her date of birth in there, make her a real person. And so for anybody out there, this is one that I've had for a long time. And it's an AutoBlog, it's an auto tweeting site. Outside of what I've done in the last day or two, all I do is just auto feed this one. And I don't feed it as often as I probably should. But you can see some of these are some old posts that I've tweeted in there. But when we put them in the RT Army, you retweeted Wayne Atkinson. So you can see I'm starting to retweet everybody, but to season it correctly, there's Walt's there, Red Hat Wall. There's Dom's. But I also feed it. I give it Twitter food. How do I get this Twitter food in there? Well, it comes out of Rssmasher Tech. So I created a mash. I went in and I said, I want daily memes. And I just send it to this Twitter account. I don't go to YouTube. I don't do anything. I just put the mash on the schedule, and the scheduler puts these daily memes in there. So you can see it's April 9th. I think it's 4 or 5 daily memes a day. Just something fun to feed it with. So I'm mixing the Twitter food in with the retweets. And so sometimes I have no idea what Jenny's going to be talking about. So, but just daily memes, the entertainment part of this gets you attraction here. I don't know what she's doing there. I guess she's daily memes. Somebody has some ads in there. So that's kind of how you want to send content to them. But occasionally you want to go in there like we are right now and do likes, do follows, and let Twitter know that you're a real person, that you're logging in occasionally and it's not coming from an API login. Now, lastly is I want to talk about Twitter List. This is the new superpower as far as link building goes. This is a list, and I've got 5 members in the list. These are just people that I'm following, and they're my favorite. My favorite NFL players. Here's my fave NFL pros. Okay, so I've got 5 members, and these are people that I'm following. So they don't necessarily have to follow me back. So I'm going to come in here. Here's the list of members, and come back. I always hope Johnny Manziel actually comes back, but I doubt he ever will. So I can add people. So let's add some NFL players. I had Tom Brady in there. I'll put in Tony Romo. And how do I know it's the right Tony Romo? Well, I recognize the picture, and there's a certified badge there. So that's what I'm looking for, is a certified badge. Let's put in there, I think I got Dak Prescott already. And, Sean Hannity might work in there. Okay. Now, let's follow Barack Obama. Okay. So not necessarily NFL players, but here's the trick. I'm going to follow Damon Nelson. Okay. So I've just created a list that my Twitter account, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote this list. So let's look at actually favorite NFL players. So, okay, this is the list right up here. And this is the URL that I want to promote. So my SEO team is going to be promoting that Twitter list. Favorite NFL players. And of course I'm inside of, let me do this. I'll put it inside of an incognito window so you can see it. Okay, so I'm not going to sign in, but I'm showing you, this is what, if you were signed into Twitter, you would have a subscribe button right here. In fact, it looks like we picked up a subscriber. But you can see this is just an identifying list right here. You could have a list of anything that you want in here. But look at this. I've got Sean Hannity, Damon Nelson. I'm not as famous as Sean Hannity. I probably will never even be 10% of that. But because I'm mixed in with this, it's celebrity by association. Barack Obama. Sean Hannity is very proficient on everything he sends out. In fact, I can't even get to my NFL players because Sean's too busy posting everything. So this is the link that you would want to promote in link trees, link juice, anything that you're going to SEO, tag this in with it. And it gives you some backlinking authority, and it also boosts your own personal authority. And when they subscribe, there's a lot of people that are going to follow you at the same time. Okay, so that's my little secret list builder. Let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so I told you about my account management secrets, and I'm just going to bring this back over. So this should be easy for you to do. You put it in a spreadsheet. I use OneNote. I also have, individual passwords. I need to organize it better. But this shows you how to do this. Now, let's talk about, well, Damon, how do you find the right person? Well, I posted this in Facebook, and this person does not exist.com. When you hit that, it will put a new person. This is a completely made up person. It does not exist. What it is, it's a group. This group has made this little app that every time you hit a refresh, it's a new person, but they take different eyes, different nose, different hair, So this is an amalgamation of hundreds of people. And it's so unique that you'll never see this image ever again. So when you're in there, what you want to do is you want to snag it. If that's the person, the profile that you want, snag it. I'm using a TechSmith snag it. So you see what it looks like, and you see I've done other people too. So there's Jenny, there's Renee, there's Albert, and you name them whatever you want. And what I try to do when I name people, this is Gladys Jones, very generic name. So I would have found, when I save and make a profile, I want it to be a person that could be Gladys Jones. There could be 100 different Gladys Jones in the world. But if it's Gladys Ching Chang Wong, there's only going to be probably one Ching Chang Wong. So you don't want to match it up and saying, oh, that's not the right person. So there could be multiple. So I always like Paul Stanton. He looked like a Paul to me. And this is the beauty. You can name him whatever you want. Peter Thompson. There's probably at least 10,000 Peter Thompsons in this world. Nobody's going to go through every single time and go, this is not a real person. This is a real person as far as I'm concerned. And again, I'll come back over here. This is, let's give her, I'll save her as, she looks like she may be from Hawaii. So Carla, what's maybe a Hawaiian name? I'll give her Carla Thornton. It's more of a British name, isn't it? Okay, so that's a profile that I can create Twitter with. Okay, now where do I get my Twitter backgrounds? Well, that's easy. Is I come over here to Canva, and I would go in, create a design, type in Twitter, header, and I'm going to go to photos, and maybe it's something about Twitter that you want to put in there. It could be any subject matter in the world. Actually, let's do elements. I always use elements for it. Put that grid, and let's copy it a few times. And I'm going to just call it Twitter headers. And you can do this with your free version. Very easy to do. Now I'm going to come up to photos. Let's make a few more copies here so you can kind of see what variety we have. Now, I may not want Twitter. You know, if somebody is in social media, all my minions are related to social media of some type. So I'm in photos. So let's send over. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And these are perfectly sized for Twitter accounts. And ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. And here's some more color. So it looks like you've put some time and effort into this. Let's see. Let's find another good one here. That's a neat one there. Okay. So I've got, just in a matter of a few seconds, we got 7 Twitter backgrounds. And I'm not going to publish to Twitter. I'm just going to download it. And I'm going to put it in JPEG and just hit download. So now you're set up to put a Twitter background. So I'm going to close that. Let's go ahead and open the zip here. There we go. Extract all. And I should see a folder. Okay, there's some cool photos. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it off screen here. Close this. Go back to my Twitter and go back to Jenny. Jenny has that, but she's a social media marketer, so she deserves a better background. So I'm going to pull from that folder I just did, downloads, Twitter header, and let's give her this one. It's kind of busy. That looks okay. And of course you can resize it. Let's give it a little bit of size, hit apply, and hit save. Okay, cool. It looks like she knows what she's doing. She's a Twitter or social media marketer. She tells you she's a social media marketer. She tells you where she works at. I don't know why it's not showing Launch Ninjas, but it's Twitter's short code for Launch Ninjas. So this is pretty easy to do. In fact, I'm going to go up here. I'm just going to take this link out because I think I want Launch Ninjas. I'll just put that there. That may have been what, yeah, that probably messed it up. They're only going to allow you one link, it looks like. Okay. So we've talked about list. We've talked about profile, and you know, you want to make, this is real. This is what people do all the time. World Press Daily. Let's show some more. And what I'm looking for is people that maybe would follow me back. Carlos Ramirez. I don't know. Climate, energy. Okay. So I don't want to go overboard with it, but this is real easy to do. So anyway, Wayne, any questions before we move on?
No, we're good.
Okay. Then let's go to the contest. How's that sound, guys? Right. Kind of gone over everything here. So this is my quick vid minion course. Now, we are starting a contest today, and the contest is going to end on May 1st. So we got 2 weeks for the contest. And the first prize, they're going to get a free API club membership. Now, this is $29 a month. So if you look at it for the year, that's about a $360 value. For the person in the next 2 weeks, at the end of the 2-week period, whoever has the most soldiers contributed to the RT Army, they're going to get a $50 Amazon gift card and an API membership. Second place is going to be a $25 Amazon and 5 image packs. Third is 25 Amazon and 3 image packs. And these are the image packs that we already had. You just pick out which one, we'll add it to your account. So we're going to give away some cash. We're going to give away an API membership, and we want people contributing to the Army. The bigger the Army gets, the more wars we can. No, that's Saving Private Ryan. I'm sorry about that. The more Army we get, the better the retweets and the better the follows you get back by being a member of the API club. But the RT Army too is the whole objective here is to get on the radar of Hootsuite, of all these press agencies that are monitoring retweets and also monitoring follows in there. So keep that in mind is we want to build the Army, but we want to have the API membership to use the Army. And so what makes a good RT soldier? Well, they got to have a face. I like to have faces on mine. I like to have backgrounds. I like to have a bio. Just exactly what I showed you makes a good RT Army. Go in there and actually season it for a few days, like, follow, get 10, 15, 20 tweets in there. And once a month, go into that person, log in. You may have to do a phone verify every once in a while, but make sure that that person is a real person on your computer. Now, some people have asked me, question comes up, are you using proxies? No, I went out and re-verified 11 different Twitter accounts, all from my desktop without changing proxies. You can certainly have feed proxy or use proxies any way that you want. You can use your server to create your VPS, but the important thing is to have verifiable phone numbers with that. I know that Twitter, once you get past, and I want to say it's a 25, 30, it used to be a certain number, is you would want to use different proxies if you've got that many. But for a dozen Twitter accounts, you could probably sit there on your computer and not ever have a problem creating up to 12, 13, 14, 15 Twitter accounts. If you go further, you might want to consider some type of feed proxy with it. Wayne, any comments before we move on?
Yeah, just don't sit there all day and do all 13 in one go. Yes,
very important. Do one or two a day. Wait a couple of days, make a few more. You can, if you use incognito, you're probably going to be required to have a phone verified. If you're using a domain name like Rssmasher, something that you control the email, sometimes you don't have to do a phone verify immediately. But once you start tweeting and doing activity, you will need to do a phone verify. So hopefully everybody understands to do a phone verify. It's no big deal. Get you a Google account. And Google accounts are real easy. And my phone numbers on all my Google Voice, they all come back to my cell phone. So the backup phone number is one single phone number. Okay, let's see. Oh, you already showed us that new tagging feature. Got you a little graphic here.
Excellent.
Okay, guys, that's all I have today. But I want to show you, if you want to join the API Club, Wayne, you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Show them how easy it is to join the API Club. I'm going to stop sharing so you can take over. Oh, and then we'll end with, I want to show what's coming up next week.
Okay. When you log into the software, on the dashboard, there's a big now available API Club there. You can see the mouse circling it. You simply click that. And my magic mouse likes to open multiple windows. It will take you straight to the place where you can get it, purchase. It'll send a verification back to the server, and it will switch it all on for you. Simple as that.
Yep. And there's the fourth thing is the RT Army. We haven't even updated that yet, but
Yeah.
very, very easy to do. And the reason it is a monthly cost is we've got monthly fees associated with the Rightly. You know, we have an agency account, so we have to pay them monthly. And same with Link Processor and Spin Rewriter. I buy each year, but Link Processor is you know, to get the agency and to get the 300 backlinks on it, it does cost a little bit of money. So we're adding the RT Army, which to me, it should have been sold alone, but Wayne convinced me we need to just package them together. And I think it's a great idea. It's the RT Army is going to be driving this. Now, down the road, we might have a pen army. We might have, some other armies. And, it depends. We may have even a breakout product from Rssmasher Tech that is, even if you don't have Rssmasher, you can hop on the RT Army bandwagon. But, if you've got Rssmasher, having Rightly integrated with your tagging, your emojis, having Link Processor and having the Army, it is something that's going to help all your WordPress feeds and your Twitter accounts. Okay. Anything else on here that we need to show?
No.
Go to the Vid Penguin over there.
Oh yeah. Vid Penguin. There's a menu option, Vid Penguin.
Yeah, and I don't think we have the beta group. No, you can still join the beta group. We're closing that on Sunday at midnight. We've got an incredible group. In fact, some of y'all are on the call are going to be in the beta group. And if you were part of the Rssmasher beta group, you got to see some really. Not only did you help with the strategy and tips and everything about making Rssmasher Technology, you got to see the development process. You got to see the launch process. So, it's not for everybody because we're probably not going to be launching Vid Penguin 2 until, especially with the quarantine going on right now. But once everybody gets back to work, it's probably going to be late summer. I'm not going to put a date on it, but it's, it depends on, can we get everything moved over, and we're going to use a lot of the Rssmasher technology, but we're going to adapt it specifically to ranked videos. That's the only thing it's going to be designed for. And so if you want to join the beta, great. It's going to, if you get from the ground up to see how this thing's developed, it's going to help you develop your own products and see the launch process. But it's down the road is if you want to be an affiliate, we'll do webinars with you. So this is not really a pitch for the beta group. It's just a great opportunity if you want to learn how to do launches and product development. Okay, I'm going to take over the screen share one last time. And screen share. Okay, and on our Geek Out Fridays, we didn't build this out, but it's the Twitter retweet power. So next week, we're going to be talking about feeding the beast and some news feed automation techniques. Week 4, 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about a little bit more about RSS feed automation. Now, we may have, and I'm working with an SEO agency that we may have possibly week 5 where we have an SEO geek out. And also we may have a done for you SEO package by that time. If anybody's interested. With the objective is we're going to start flipping sites, and we need to get AdSense. We need to get some things working. So, our objective is use the SEO in addition to the newsfeed automation to push traffic a little bit faster than you get off organics. So anyway, we possibly will do this if we got enough interest in it. So Wayne, anything else? Do we have any questions that I can answer?
No. Garen made a nice statement about phone hotspots work well with Twitter. So they're off and on, and you get a new IP, which can help for when you're creating your account.
Yep. Yeah, and Garen does point out something is Twitter can do a footprint based on my IP. Now, here's the beauty about it is Rssmasher Tech, when I feed Twitter food, the IP is actually coming from what, somewhere in Great Britain or Europe?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not actually coming from McKinney, Texas. But when I log in manually, it's coming from McKinney, Texas. So, there's the objective here is make your Twitter as human as possible. And that's why we're doing the auto follow and then retweets. So we want, and that's a natural process. If you're using Twitter, you're only really going to retweet people that you follow. So keep that in mind. And guys, thank you for joining us on the call today. I hope you got a lot of geek out for the week and starting some brain thoughts on what you can do with all this stuff. And use the you could use the Kajabi training, but if you've got some strategy that you want to share, pop it in the Facebook group, in the Rssmasher Facebook group. So anyway, talk to you soon, and thank you for joining us again, and we'll see you on the next call. The replay I will post in the YouTube channel, and I'll post it on both VidPenguin and Rssmasher groups. So see you next week. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.